Who out there knows the story of the 1991 Washington Huskies? When they made their historic run through the college football landscape, virtually no current UW student had even been born. This is a team worth remembering. But first, let me give you a quick background. After averaging 7 wins a season over the final 5 years of the 80s, Coach Don James finally got his program back to national prominence once the 90s rolled around. Led by sophomore quarterback Mark Brunell, they capped their 10-win 1990 season in Pasadena, knocking off Iowa in the Rose Bowl. With sky-high expectations heading into 1991, all of a sudden disaster struck. Not even 4 months after being named MVP of the Rose Bowl, Brunell had his junior season derailed by a brutal knee injury. Enter Billy Joe HOBERT. Now normally, when a football team loses its star quarterback, there are reverberations felt throughout the team all season. But this team was different. This team was so deep, so well-rounded, and so dominant that they still breezed through the season. 12 games, 12 comfortable wins that saw them clobber their opposition 495 to 115. They barely even broke a sweat against top 10 powerhouses like Nebraska, Cal, and in another Rose Bowl title, Michigan. All year long, the offense was able to move the ball at will on the ground, and when they did air it out, Mario Bailey was usually on the receiving end, scoring 17 times when only 2 other dudes in the country caught more than 13 TDs. Oh, and during UW's beatdown of the Wolverines, Bailey also trolled the hell out of Desmond Howard, reenacting his iconic Heisman pose celebration from their previous game. With the offense able to quickly grab comfortable leads, it was up to the defense to lock it down and put their foot on opponents' throats. There would be no coming back from behind against Washington. Hell, no team scored a fourth quarter point on them or even reached the red zone till the season was more than halfway over. Frankly, it's entirely possible that UW had the very best offense and defense in the entire country. Ultimately, 25 players from this squad became NFL draft picks, from 3-time Pro Bowlers like Mark Brunell and Lincoln Kennedy, to D-tackle Steve Entman going first overall, to linebacker Dave Hoffman, who was charged with not only protecting his end zone, but eventually protecting the President of the United States as a Secret Service agent. From top to bottom, this was a special team. I mean, how many others can lose their star quarterback and still go through an entire season without really ever even being challenged? So in any discussion of the greatest single-season college football teams of all time, don't you dare leave those 91 Huskies out of the conversation.